Welcome to today's broadcast. No matter what kind of day you are having, please remember that God is big and He is good. He is bigger and better than you think. Well, picture yourself parked in the middle of a hot summer night on the shoulder of a little used road in eastern Colorado. You have no cell phone service and it's been over 45 minutes since your car stalled. Suddenly, from the west, you spot headlights approaching. As you flash your lights, the vehicle begins to slow. And much to your relief, you realize that you've flagged down a tow truck that just happened to be coming by in the middle of the night. Are you going to try to micromanage your situation by telling the driver exactly how to help you? I wouldn't think so. I suspect that you would be more interested in doing exactly what he told you to do. Because you were the one needing help from someone who knew how to help, you would surely be in agreement with whatever the tow truck driver said. And this agreement would be a demonstration of having faith in the driver, not necessarily in his willingness to do what you wanted, but in his ability to do what he needed to do to help you. Now, to have faith in God is not necessarily about his willingness to do what we want, but in his ability to do what he needs to do to help us. Not until we abandon the idea of using faith to convince God of our position can we ever realize that faith is meant to convince us of God's position. Our prayers are not answered based on our position, but on God's position. So if you are frequently frustrated by the results of your prayers, I encourage you to consider the possibility that you are praying to persuade God to take on your position rather than praying that you might take on His. Oh, I've had plenty of failures in prayer, but I can't think of a single instance of failure occurring when I knew God's position and I prayed in agreement with His position. If God doesn't seem to answer your prayers on any kind of a consistent basis, it's very, very important for you to consider the possibility that you aren't in agreement with God. Otherwise, you risk giving up on faith. We read in Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The substance of your hope is your faith in God. Hope is the great motivator. Hope is like the sunshine and the water on a growing plant. Remove the sunshine and the water, and the plant will not only quit growing, but will eventually die. We read in Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when the desire comes, it is a tree of life. As human beings, we cannot stand too many failures of hope before we start to get weak and begin to wither away. In other words, we can't just keep asking God over and over and over and over again to help us without seeing some results. Without seeing any results, we will eventually just quit asking. But we will not see any results as long as we are asking from our position instead of His. So let's learn to ask from His position. For more, please visit givemethatmountain.org, and you have a wonderful day.